What you are seeing is an excerpt from a 1953 documentary about a midwife in rural Georgia. Recently, the 50-year-old film All My Babies was honored by Congress and included in the National Film Registry as an important record of American history. Enter Bernard Coley, a Palo Alto resident known for his tireless volunteer work as a board member for several local organizations such as the YMCA and Leadership Mid-Peninsula. What's the connection, you ask? Well, the film All My Babies is all about Miss Mary, Bernard Coley's grandmother. While surfing the internet, Coley happened upon the notice about the film.
I was stunned, to say the least. I was totally surprised because no one in my family knew anything about this.
Not only was the Coley family unaware of the film's reputation, almost nobody in the extended family had ever seen the film. For most of them, the film has provided quite an education about their family matriarch.
The grandmother that I knew raised 11 children, was part of a sharecropper family, and I remember when I was little, I did know that she was a midwife, but I had no idea the extent. So upon figuring out, talking to my aunt, that she was probably the first person that 3,700 babies saw when they came into the world. What a staggering number. After the birth, my grandmother usually slept over. She would cook and clean for the family to take care of it so that the mother could rest. Originally, she didn't have a car. So when she was servicing rural Dougherty County and Worth County, she was walking 5 to 10 miles to reach the patients. Martin Pauline tells the story that it was not unusual to get a knock on the door 10, 11 o'clock at night, and it was Miss Mary having come home, and she would wake up the children and tell them to go get in her bed. And then she would take the mattress that her kids were sleeping on and get fresh linen, throw it in the back of the car, and drive it back to the expectant mother's house so that they didn't have to deliver the baby on the floor. One of the strongest values she passed on was you don't have to be materially wealthy to help those around you and to make a contribution.
In May, the Coley family gathered in Albany, Georgia for a family reunion. They watched the documentary together, and they made an endowment to Albany State University in Miss Mary's name. The family created an ongoing scholarship fund that will go to a student each year who intends to promote health care in rural, underserved areas. The legacy of Miss Mary lives on, and in many ways, the story of Miss Mary has been resurrected and deepened for the entire Coley family.
And I can visualize that black medical bag sitting on a nightstand in the house, always ready to go. I know exactly where that black bag was, and I can remember going to the house and seeing it to this day. At the time, I didn't realize it was significant. Now I know exactly what it was and what it meant.